You know, I was starting to get a little tired of rerunning Elusive Realm, giving myself different debuffs to make it much more difficult with my friends. However, 2.0 dropped and it was a breath of fresh air. Not only did we get a new map, bosses, and characters, as well as a tons of different ways to get Astrite, but we also got buffs to existing characters. And yeah, we got the Phantom Echoes, which we'll get into in a different video. But we got these little plushie guys, and it's funny. And then there's an achievement that's 5 nights at plushies, and it's awesome. But most of all, Carlotta is out, finally. And she's an absolute unit, especially with the amount of damage that she outputs. And mine is putting out some solid damage, and this is with subpar echoes. Like, you guys are going to see them. They're not good whatsoever. However, she's still doing a lot of damage. And once you get to understand how to play her, she's super fluent and easy to play, which is what this video is for you guys today. We're going to be going over Carlotta, her weapons, the team comp that I've been using, as well as how her skills work and a basic rotation for your team. But in order to do that, we got to start at the very basics. What does Carlotta do? Now, in one of my other videos when I was talking about Yao, I was talking about how a lot of times the main damage dealers in this game have some sort of gimmick. So Jinxie and Camellia are airborne characters. A lot of their time is in the air, so it's very easy to dodge certain attacks. And a character like Yao is able to slow down time, making it much easier to hit parries or just get your damage in. But for Carlotta, if we go over to her forte, we can see that she has an ability called Dispersion. So within her resonance skill area, we can see Dispersion immobilizes targets for 1.5 seconds. And now a lot of times certain things only happen for like small enemies, but this works on boss enemies as well. So like Sentry, Fallacy, as well as the Mephises. And how Carlotta works, she has one resonance skill that can be triggered twice, and then it goes into its cooldown. So that first hit of her resonance skill causes Dispersion, which stops the enemy for 1.5 seconds, making it much easier for her second ability to attack, which actually is kind of funny because it doesn't really matter where the enemy is. Her second resonance skill is always going to hit. Like, look at this. It's absolutely insane. Not only that, but she also has an ability called Deconstruction. Now, this is on her second inherent skill, as you guys can see here, that her intro skill, Resonance Liberation, as well as her enhanced heavy attack can inflict Deconstruction. And now if we move over to her Resonance Liberation, we can see that Deconstruction is pretty much just a defense shred, which is really funny because usually this is something that you would have part of like her sequence notes or like her constellations. But this character, it's just built into her kit where she just ignores 18% of the target's defense. So this is actually a perfect gateway to her Resonance Liberation. First of all, that first attack that you do when you click Q and then you have the little animation and then she shoots down, that's considered resonance skill damage and also inflicts deconstruction on whatever it hits. After that, you then switch into Twilight Tango, which, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, when she's in her Resonance Liberation mode / Twilight Tango, you can see that her forte gauge is completely different. And she has 4 shots, and then she's able to do her final shot, which is Fateful Finale, in which is also considered resonance skill damage, dealing a bunch of glacio damage. Now, this all seems like just a bunch of information tossed at you, but I promise as the video goes on, it will make more sense. Her forte is a little complicated, so I think it would be much easier to explain while we're demonstrating her team rotation, and then her Resonance Liberation obviously has 2 parts that are considered resonance skill damage, as well as the defense being ignored, and the Twilight Tango, which is really cool, which can be triggered by clicking Q multiple times or just normal attack multiple times. Okay, that was awesome. Now we're going to go over to her echoes, which is super simple, but also kind of sucky. I know a lot of people probably already had a Freezing Frost set built up, whether you were using it for Jeji or not, but you probably had one built up. That does work on this character, and Lingering Tunes also works on this character. However, Frosty Resolve is the echo set that you want to be using. As we can see here, it increases resonance skill damage, and actually we're going to do the outline. So it increases resonance skill damage by 12%. and when you cast your resonance skill, it grants 22.5% glacial damage bonus, and this lasts for 15 seconds. And not only that, but casting Resonance Liberation increases resonance skill damage by 18%, lasting for 5 seconds. And it can stack up to 2 times. And since this character is a mix between resonance skills and your liberation, this buff is going to be up a large majority of the time. And especially when doing the rotation that I'm going to show you a little bit later, you'll see that you're going to have this resonance skill damage bonus all the time. And as you can see, my echoes are not so good. Like that, yikes, 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 and yikes. But she's still outputting some solid damage. But a big part of the damage that you're outputting also comes from your weapon choice. So if we move over to the weapons, that we'll now see that the Last Dance, obviously, her signature weapon is going to be her best in slot. Right off the bat, it increases attack by 12%, and every time you use your intro skill or Resonance Liberation, you get a resonance skill damage bonus of 48%. Other options that you can use, of course, is Static Mist. Energy regen is always nice, and although the rest of its passive doesn't really work for her, the crit rate and attack, just those stats in general, are really nice to have on a main DPS character. Another weapon that you can use is relativistic jet. Another weapon you could use is relativistic jet. Now, this increases the resonance energy that you get after using your resonance skill, and it increases your attack by 10% for 16 seconds. Which is pretty nice. It has a cooldown of 20 seconds, but if you're on field for the entire time, the actual downtime is only 4 seconds. Another weapon you can use is Undying Flame. When intro skill is cast, it increases resonance skill damage bonus by 12% for 15 seconds, which obviously is very, very good. And when you're coming on field to use your full resonance skill to liberation combo, an intro skill is going to be triggered by her, so it's very, very good. And a weapon to stay away from, honestly, is Nova Burst, because when a resonator dashes or dodges, it increases attack by 4%, stacking up to 3 times. This would be a good weapon for a normal pistol user, but Carlotta is a lot different. She doesn't even feel like a pistol user in many situations, and when using her ability, since she's able to completely stop an enemy as well as jump over enemies, there's not much time where you would be dodging, and if you are dodging or dashing, you're probably taking away from some DPS that could be happening. So although Nova Burst is a solid attack type of weapon, I don't think it's really a weapon that you should be using. Okay, perfect. So that was a quick overview of Carlotta and her abilities and what she should be using. So now I'm going to tell you the team that you should be using with Carlotta. And this one is very, very simple. Jeji we've had for quite some time, and she just came back on the rerun banner alongside Carlotta, but she is obviously a very solid unit to use with her. As we can see here, she has Concerto Efficiency, meaning that she's able to do her stuff and get off the field fairly quick. She also has Coordinated Attacks, as well as a Glacial Damage and Resonance Skill Damage Amplification. This character was made for Carlotta, the same way Yinlin was made for Shang Liao. She directly buffs the type of element Carlotta uses, as well as the main source of damage Carlotta also uses. Yeah, this is a very solid character and a character that you should be using with Carlotta. But if you don't have Jeji, another character that you can be using is Tao Chi, because she also increases resonance skill damage, as well as Lumi, because she does kind of the same thing. So it's kind of a copy and paste for the Jin C buffers, because they're both resonance skill damage dealers. And the go-to support for Carlotta is Shorekeeper. Shorekeeper has that healing over time, as well as pulling enemies close, as well as just damage amplification in general. And this comes in the form of crit rate, as well as crit damage and energy regen. So Shorekeeper is just a very, very solid option for the Carlotta team. Shorekeeper is honestly a good option for many different teams, but I feel especially in this one because of how it plays. Okay, so now we're going to do the rotation process. How are you going to use this team? And honestly, it's quite simple. This is at least the way that I use it, and in my testing, it's worked the best. So this is also a good time to go into her forte and exactly how it works. So when you use your basic attacks, as you can see beside her, she has crystals. Now, each one of these basic attacks, up to 3, gives her 3 crystals. And then the basic attacks that come after those 3 then expend those crystals. Now, those crystals are used to fill her forte bar. So as we can see, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. of them leaving, we can see that bar went up as our crystals went down. Now, a way to get max crystals, which is 6, is to basic attack twice, and then to resonance skill once. And then you can resonance skill twice to fully use all 6 of those crystals, filling up your forte bar. So 6 crystals will fill up your forte bar halfway. So in a normal rotation, you would use her first, fill half the forte bar, switch off, then come back to her and fill the rest of it. Now, when swapping off to Carlotta after she uses that 1-2 into double E combo, and then obviously you plunge after, you'd switch to Jeji, do some attacks, stuff like that, to fill her forte. You'd switch to Shorekeeper, do Shorekeeper combo, get her ult up in intro, and then outro skill back into Jeji. And then you would use her stuff until she has her outro skill ready, and then switch into Carlotta. Once you're into Carlotta, she'll do her intro, which will give you 3 crystals automatically. You'll be able to double E, so then you expend all those crystals, and when you plunge, you would attack one more time, and then use her enhanced heavy attack. After that, super simple, you click her Q, pop off, and then you double E again, and then you can swap off. It's a lot to say, but I'm going to show you guys it as well. And her heavy attack, that enhanced heavy attack, is only done when this crystal at the bottom is glowing red. If it's not glowing red, that means it's on cooldown and you won't be able to use it. Okay, but I need a better sentry, so we're going to be fighting him even though he has glacial damage resistance. So as you can see, he's frozen here because we used the first one. We're going to plunge, switch to Jeji, and then I would use Echo and ult since it's up. We're going to switch over to Shorekeeper, do a basic Shorekeeper combo. Just like that. She is ready. We can switch back to her and use her resonance skill so we can generate that outro skill very, very fast. Since it's ready, we switch back to Carlotta. We use double E. We expend all our crystals. Her attack is ready. And now, after we use our heavy attack, we're now into our resonance liberation, where we're able to pack on some solid damage, and then we would use the final hit to kill whatever boss or whatever is there. Remember, after this, you're going to want to double E again, and then plunge. I oftentimes use my Echo here and swap off, so Echo still does its thing, and then, you know, we just rinse and repeat the rotation. Oh, it's a crit rate! No way! Wait. This could be it. Guys, this could be the piece we're looking for. Give me high roll crit rate first. That's not bad. Can I get resonance skill damage, please? Resonance skill damage. Energy regen, never hurt nobody. Guys, I've been farming this guy. He would not give me a crit rate. He only gave me 1 crit rate and 1 crit damage, but that doesn't really work right now. Resonance skill or high roll crit damage on this one. I mean, heavy attack is not bad either. Oh, okay, the only way this is going to be a good Echo is if it gets resonance skill damage bonus as well as crit damage. Oh man, this could be such a good Echo. This could actually be such a good Echo. No! That hurts. That hurts. Oh, he was looking so good! And then we didn't get it. But that's alright, because the grind can keep going. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Like, the crit damage one, HP, attack, HP, defense, finally that crit rate. And then I had a bunch other, but I was doing the batch Echo thing. So that's pretty much Carlotta and her rotation with her best in slot team. This character is actually so much fun. I kind of haven't been using anyone else for the past few days, which of course is understandable, but still, like, she was level 20 and I was using her trying to make her do damage. But yeah, that's Carlotta. If you guys like this video, give it a like and subscribe. I make content like this all the time, really. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the character, what you think about the new region. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.